All right, what's going on, everybody? I know that took forever. Hopefully, you guys are still on now. If anything, go ahead and like this video real quick so I can be able to make sure that you guys are able to hear me. I'll probably get started in probably like in 1 minute. I just want to make sure that everybody can be able to let me know if you can be able to hear me by liking this video, and also right on here if you can be able to hear me as well. So can you guys hear me? Just write in the chat. I want to make sure you can hear me. So write in the chat if you can be able to hear me. Yeah, okay, perfect. All right, so what's going on, everybody? We're just gonna get through this real quick. I was actually driving and I knew that I wouldn't be able to actually make it on here. So I figured I would just stop somewhere and literally just do this for you guys. So you already know, let me know, is there anybody on here for the very first time? Let me know if there's anybody on here for the very first time, so I can be able to help you out specifically. But either way, what I'll do is I'll just get started. So the way that we start this is by going onto the H4 chart, using the Ichimoku Kinko Hayo, something like that, cloud. Okay, so Sean, you're on here for the very first time. Okay, well, what we're using is this this indicator called the Ichimoku Kinko Hyo cloud. Hopefully, I pronounced that correctly. And mind you, this is not the only place that I actually go in depth on this. I actually, on our YouTube, you could be able to watch pre-recorded videos where I go in further depth on here as well. What the heck, bro? All right, well, whatever. So on the actual YouTube, you can be able to actually watch other videos where I go into further depth on how I actually use this cloud. So if you were to go to where it says session number 2, right, you can be able to actually watch recorded videos that I did in the past. But what I would definitely suggest is to watch this video right here where I talk about the red-blue cloud method, ask the actual risk management of the cloud itself. Okay, so this video is very, very important. And then I have other videos where I actually went in detail on this actual method. And then also I have on here how to be able to actually add the cloud to your MetaTrader 4, and you can be able to access that on our YouTube FxProNow session number 2. Okay, so I'm just going to go through some basics on this, and if anything, as I'm going through the basics, you'll learn how this works. So what we're looking for is we're always going to start with the H4 time frame, and through the H4 time frame, we're looking at these lines are here. So the red line, we're looking at the blue line, and we're looking at where price is in relation to the actual cloud itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find one where it's actually good, and then we'll proceed. So this one's actually good. So what we see here is on the H4 time frame, we have the cloud already set up. All right, so we see that the red line, and we're always looking for where price is. I knew that there was something wrong here. We're always looking for where price is, because this is all like jumbled up. I don't know how this happened. Anyways, so we're always looking for where price is right here, currently. Price currently. Not back here, but not the red line and blue line back here, but where the red line and blue line is right here. So the red line, for a buy specifically, we're looking for the red line to be above the blue line, and where current price to be over a specific green cloud. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. So the red line to be above the blue line, and price to be above a green cloud. So what we're looking for is we're looking for that same exact situation where the red line is above the blue line above the green cloud on the H4, the H1, and on the M15. If they all line up, then what we'll do is we'll get into a buy, and then we'll set 10 pips and as our take profit without a stop loss, and then that's how this works. Okay, so what we see here, so the H4, see the red line above the blue line, above prices above the green cloud, which is good. Now we go down to the H1 to make sure that this is the same exact thing, where they both follow the same exact thing. So what do you see here on the H1? You see that the red line is above the blue line and price is above the green cloud, which is perfect, right? So now we'll go down to the M15, and we're looking for, again, the red line to be above the blue line, above a green cloud. And obviously, that's not what we see here. We see the red line is below the blue line and price is above the green cloud, but the red line below the blue line is not good. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll probably wait a little bit for price to pick up a bit, and for the red line to be above the blue line. But since that's not the case right now, I wouldn't do anything with this. I'll probably just wait. Now, how long would I wait? Well, the cloud kind of tells you what's going to happen into the future, which is really cool. So right here, you see that there's a flat cloud. What a flat cloud means is a level of consolidation where price may consolidate a bit. All right. Anytime that you see the cloud push up, you would expect price to push up as well. Obviously, the higher it pushes, or the more vigorously, if that's the word that I should be using, if that's even a word, the higher it pushes, the faster it pushes. The higher it pushes, the faster it's going to push, if anything. All right. And if it's a small push like this, it may not push that much. And if the cloud is pushing down a bit, then obviously price may push down as well. So probably in the next, where it says, you see where it says time -4. So what that means is 4 candles from now. So being the fact that there's each candle right now is 1 hour. So 4 times 1 equals 4 hours. Into the future, price may push up. So I'll probably look back at GBP USD. It is a word? Okay, good. I'm just making sure. So we're just looking for price to probably push up in the next 4 hours. And then we'll just look back at this at that time. So what's the time frame that we always start out with? The H4 time frame. And what we're looking for a sell is for the red line to be below the blue line under a red cloud. That's not really what we see here. So I'm just going to move on. So here, what do we see? We see the red line is above the blue line, is above a green cloud for GJ, right? And let's go to the H1. What do we see here? We see the red line above the blue line, but it's above a red cloud. So that's not really what we're supposed to look for. Now, yes, we'll probably see in the next, let's say, 8 hours or so, it goes back into a green cloud. So if anything, I'll just wait until at that point to look back at this, as opposed to getting in or looking at the M15 now. Now, why is that the case? Because the thing is, anytime that you see this a cloud that is the opposite of what you're looking for, so a green cloud means buy, red cloud means quote unquote sell. So if we're looking for a buy, I don't want any red clouds at all, because what that'll mean in an uptrend is the fact that there's some sort of pullback happening, and I would suggest to kind of stay away from that. So what's the time frame that we start out with? The H4 time frame. What do we see? We see, and remember, we're always looking for where price is currently right now. So if I was to put my cursor right above this specific candle right here, we see that yes, price is above a green cloud. So the red line above the blue line above a green cloud, which is good. H1, we see, and if I was to kind of scroll in a little bit, man, this is all switched up. Where the heck is the plus sign? Sorry, guys. I don't even know where this goes. So if I was to scroll in a little bit, I see the fact that the red line is below the blue line. It's very small, but it's still something. So I'd suggest to kind of stay away from this, probably I'll look back at this in the next, let's say, 4 hours or so, being the fact that we are looking at the H1 time frame. All right. So look back at this in the next 4 hours or so. The way I came up with 4 hours is because I see that price should push up pretty significantly. And when I was to put my cursor right above there, I see the fact that it's at -4. So, and we're on the 1 hour time. So, anytime that we see price is in the cloud, we just don't trade that at all. That just signifies some level of consolidation. And as you can see, it kind of has been going up and down, up and down, up and down. And yes, I know I'm on the H1 time frame and I'm supposed to go into the H4, but it really doesn't matter because even if the H4 was good, even if I went to the H1, it wouldn't be good. So what we'll do is we'll just move on to the next one. And we'll go into the H4 time frame to start out with. What we see is the fact that the red line is below the blue line, below a green cloud, which is not good. Yes, what we do see is the fact that price in the next, let's say, 3 times 4, right? Because we're on the H4 time frame, so the next 3 times 4, so 12 hours from now, we'll see price get under this red cloud again. But what this green cloud tells you is the fact that there may be a pullback coming. And what do you see? That pullback actually does come. And as you can see here, it pulled back about 50 pips. So that's why what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're getting in under a red cloud. So, DJ, what do we see? The red line above the blue line above a green cloud, which is good, right? H1. We see the red line above the blue line above the green cloud, which is good. Now, the last check is just the M15. And as we can see here, price starts to pull back slightly, where we see the red line is below the blue line above a green cloud. And that's not what we're looking for. So we'll probably look back at this in the next, let's just say, as far as a replay, Angela, what's cool is you can be able to actually go into our YouTube, and we have many replays that you can be able to actually go through. Yes, it may or may not be this specific one that we're going over right now, but either way, I'm saying the same exact thing. And the goal for this specific method for quote unquote is to be able to get people to the point where you could be able to start getting into your own trades for yourself, because you know this is a very, very simple, in my opinion, method where all you're looking for is the red line to be above the blue line, to be above the green cloud on the H4, H1, and the M15. And if they all line up, you'll get into an order, right? You'll put 10 pips and you'll just let it rock. And price will just get to there, hit your take profit about 90% of the time. It's not just me saying that. It's literally like happening over and over and over again for a lot of different people. Now, I was just showing you. That wasn't the one to get into. Okay, so so this one doesn't line up because we see the red line above the blue line above the green cloud on the H4, which is good. The H1 red line above the blue line above the green cloud, which is good. Right, so we'll move on to the M15, but as we can see here, the red line is below the blue line above the green cloud. So for now, it's not good, but if anything, we'll probably look back at this within the next 4 hours because we do see the fact that price may start pushing up. And what's pretty interesting is the fact that that correlates with this one as well, that price may pull up in the next 4 hours, and a whole bunch of other pairs may pull up in the next 4 hours. So move on to the next one. So what we see here is the fact that this is good on the H1, so I'll proceed to the H4 to see if it's still good. So we see the H4, yes, red line under the blue line, under the red cloud, which is good. H1, red line under the blue line, under the red cloud, which is good. Now understand, the further that the red line and the blue line are, the more it should pull back, right? And that also correlates with the fact that you see the cloud starts pushing up. So what do you think price may do? Follow that cloud. But yes, in the next 15 hours, then it should start pushing down again. Okay, it is good on the H4, on the H4 and the H1, but I'm just letting you know what may happen. So M15, what do we see? The red line under the blue line under a red cloud, and we do see is the fact that this cloud signifies that price should continue to push down at this point, and we do see a level consolidation. So I'm just letting you know what may happen in the future, but this does follow all of our rules. The red line under the blue line under the red cloud, right? The green line, don't worry about that. The red line under the blue line under the red cloud on the H4, red line under the blue line under the red cloud, H1, and then red line under the blue line under the red cloud, and we are all set. So sell, and what we'll do is we'll set our 10 pips. Whatever. All right. So yeah, set your 10 pips and just let that rock. All right. So EJ, H4. We see the red line over the blue line over a green cloud, which is good. H1, red line above the blue line above a green cloud, which is good. And then M15. We see that price is below the cloud, which is not what we're looking for. Okay. Next. So what we see here on the M15 is the fact that this is kind of close together. So I guess this is okay, right? And this is close together as well. Let's look at the H1. This is just kind of dangerous. I just wouldn't touch this. Why? Because the fact that this is really close together, right? And this is really close together. And this is really far from each other. So anytime that there's no like definitive, like this follows the rule, just don't get into it. Save your account. Sure. We see prices in the cloud. We see prices above a red cloud, which is not what we're looking for. We see prices above a red cloud, which is not what we're looking for. Most likely there's going to be a pullback, and then it'll continue pushing up. We see prices above a green cloud, but we see that the red line is in the cloud. Anytime that the red line is in the cloud, that's not good. If the blue line is in the cloud, that's okay. But the red line being the cloud, that's not good. The price being in the cloud, in any cloud, red or green, not good. Okay. This is all right because they're touching, but I'm just letting you know this is most likely going to have a strong push down, being the fact that these lines are really far from where price is. And as you can see here, this is exactly what I was talking about. Just from looking at this, you already know that there's going to be a big pullback, and this signifies that, being the fact that the red line and the blue line are really far from each other. All right, which is kind of dangerous. And then also we see the fact that we see this red cloud form where it says, okay, price is going to start pulling down literally right now. So I wouldn't touch this. And we're only looking for trades that are following the trend in the market. So what do we see? We see the red line is in the cloud, which is not good. So I'm not even going to proceed to any of the other ones. See price is in the cloud, and that's not good. We see the red line is above the blue line, but under a red cloud. We're looking for the red line to be under the blue line, under a red cloud, for this to be to follow our rules. So H4, which this is okay. Price is kind of getting into the cloud. So even if it's good on the H4 time frame, red line above the blue line above a green cloud. If I was to go to the H1, as we can see, this is not good. We see prices under this cloud right here, and that's not what we're looking for. All right, so prices under the red cloud, under a green cloud, which is not what we're looking for. Yes, it's the H1, but even if I looked at the H4 and it's good, the H1 still doesn't matter. So that's why this is not. This is why I just skip it. We see prices in the cloud. As you can see here, price is really consolidating hard. And anytime you get to the point where one of these, trades, you're just confused. Like, you have to have it where, like, for sure, okay, this follows the rule. If you're not sure from the first glance, and that's why this is actually, if I'm not mistaken, like the nickname of the Ichimoku Heel Cloud. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's what that means in English. So if from a first glance it doesn't look good, I suggest to skip it. So H4, what we see is the fact that the red line is above the blue line under red cloud, and that's not what we're looking for. And what we see is the red line under the blue line under a red cloud, which is what we're looking for. And a very thick, nice cloud. We see price should start pushing down at this point right here. But the H1 time frame, we see that price starts to pick up, and price is above the cloud, which is not what we're looking for. And this is good. We still look at the H1 time frame. So red line above the blue line above a green cloud. Let's look at the H4. We see prices above a red cloud. So most likely there's going to be a push down, and then they'll continue. But I wouldn't get into anything on a buy until 4 times 4, so the next 16 hours to look for any buys in this market right here. We see price just got out of this red cloud. So there's going to be a long time before I would suggest to even get into any buys on this one. And then next, we see red line is actually in the cloud itself. Move on to this one right here. See price above a red cloud, which is not what we're looking for. We see price is slightly above the red cloud, but it's starting to push up into this green cloud right here, which is okay. Kind of dangerous, but okay. Let's look at the H1 time frame. We see that price is under a green cloud, which is not what we're looking for. And then GU, we see red line above the blue line above a green cloud, which is good. H4, red line above the blue above the green cloud. But the M15, as we can see, price continue to push down. So that's literally everything. That's literally everything, guys. Hopefully I helped you out. What I'm really looking to do is be able to help out as many people as possible. Start to get into trades for themselves. That's why I started to do this. At any point in time, hopefully you guys are in my Telegram group. In the Telegram, I literally go over as much as I can. This past Sunday, I was actually in a training, and that's why I wasn't able to actually do Sundays this week in the markets. But tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be continuing this week in the markets. It's not going to be a recap, obviously, because I didn't do Sunday, but I will be going over what's going on in the market. As far as the GJ and UJ pairs, they're continuing to push up, which is crazy. And as far as the other pairs, I haven't looked at them, honestly. Anytime that I'm not really in the markets, I just don't look at them. So if anything, tomorrow will be the first time that I'm actually really looking into the markets this week. And yeah, so tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, get all your people on that looking to really advance into the next level of trading. And if you're a part of IML, what I would definitely suggest as well, every Sunday, also get on to Chris Terry, because this guy really knows what he's talking about. And also get on to Stevenson Lindor, because he knows what he's talking about as well. But you have to be a part of IML TV to be able to actually get access to that type of stuff. If you have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to IML, if anything, go ahead and send me a message on the YouTube as a direct message, or on my Telegram. My Telegram information, you'll be able to actually find it in the description on the below. Below, you can even find my Telegram information, so you can be able to contact me directly. All right. So really appreciate your time, guys, and I will see you on the next video. Let's get it.